Hey guys, welcome to Photo Tripping America and the Solo Traveler community. Join us today as Sully and I visit the authentic ghost town of St Elmo, Colorado. Heading south from Buena Vista on Highway 285, we'll start our adventure toward St Elmo in Nathrop by turning west on County Road 162. You'll get a great view of Mount Princeton from this vantage point. It's a peak that looks terrific any time of year, but in the fall, it's particularly stunning. This 14,197-foot peak is part of the Collegiate Peaks range in the Rocky Mountains, and it dominates the landscape for today's trip. Let's continue on the road to St. Elmo. We're going downhill into the valley on the south side of Mount Princeton, where we'll soon be passing Mount Princeton Hot Springs Resort. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, many of the country's wealthy families used to like to vacation here, but today anyone can come. There are several hot springs pools as well as cabins scattered throughout the forest, and you can even sit in Chalk Creek and wall off your own hot spring. Speaking of Chalk Creek, the mountain face that you see here in front of you is called Chalk Cliffs. It's on the south side of Mount Princeton, but it's not created by chalk. The mineral you see is actually kaolinite, which is produced by the hot springs that percolate through cracks in the mountains all through this valley. And coming up is a big dip in the road. It's a gully full of kaolinite running down the side of the mountain. Please take your time through here, and if there's heavy rainfall, do not enter that ditch. Now, why don't you sit back and enjoy the rest of the trip to St. Elmo? It usually takes 20 to 25 minutes to drive there, but today we'll cut it down to 3 minutes for you. And be sure to pull off the road and enjoy a few moments at Cascade Falls. It's the perfect roadside waterfall. Well, we finally arrived in St. Elmo, Colorado. This little town was founded about 1880 when miners discovered some gold and some silver. Today's visitors find all kinds of treasures in them there hills, including lots of hiking trails in the summer and snowmobile trails in the winter. But year-round, you can find plenty of history in downtown St. Elmo. Let's take a look around. In its heyday, the population of St. Elmo surged to over 2,000 people, with miners working at the Mary Murphy and the Molly mines. Businesses sprung up, and the boardwalks here were bustling with people. Today, Sully's the only one walking the boardwalk, and he's looking for Chalk Creek so he can take a dip to cool off. The last original residents of the mining town owned several buildings, including this, the Stark Brothers store and post office. It was here that the children of Anton and Anna Stark tried to keep St. Elmo alive. But to no avail. Eventually, the Stark children were the only ones left in town. And officially, St. Elmo became a ghost town in 1958. In fact, it's said that Annabelle Stark's ghost can be seen keeping a protective eye on her beloved town from these windows. Well, it appears my golden retriever is exhausted from looking for ghosts, so let's leave him here and take a look at some of the other buildings in this historic district and what is known as the best preserved ghost town in Colorado. No self-respecting ghost town is complete without a field of beautiful wildflowers and a 2-hole outhouse. I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that all the structures in St. Elmo are privately owned, and great care needs to be taken to preserve them. Well, it looks like Sully's ready for another adventure. I didn't tell him I have a surprise waiting for him at the end of the street. It seems there's a new breed of miner in St. Elmo these days. This time they're mining for sunflower seeds, and the tourists are happy to oblige. As you can see, St. Elmo is fun for all ages. Although I'm not sure if Sully considers this a good surprise or not. He's not quite sure what to do with those chipmunks. Thanks for joining us in St. Elmo today. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and look for the links mentioned in this video listed below.